Welcome back, everybody, to Everyday Offroad. I'm Mike. As you can see behind me, we got our ZJs. Today what we're going to be dealing with is something I skimmed over in the dialing up of your suspension, which mainly is tracking. I skimmed over it really quickly because I didn't have to do anything for the tracking on the front suspension. So the big guy over there. I really can't call him the big guy anymore because now our 97 has the same lift. Currently he's still on his stock tires. We have ordered rims and tires for it. We're waiting for delivery on them. So the two Jeeps will sit at the same height and look very much identical, with some little minor differences. But I skimmed over adjusting your track bar. If your kit came with a non-adjustable track bar, well then guess what? You don't need this video. But most kits will come with some sort of adjustable track bar, which is nice if you plan to later on down the road put a little extra in. You can keep your Jeep going straight down the road. Now, as you can see, it's kind of a dreary morning. I'm sitting here enjoying my beverage of choice before I go and do the adjustments. One nice thing is with this type of adjustment can be made with the Jeep sitting on the ground. Let me put my drink down. Alright, you do not have to lift the Jeep. If you can get underneath it, beautiful. Weight needs to be on the axle. It needs to be sitting at right height for this adjustment. What tracking is it locates your axle underneath your Jeep. It's supposed to center your axle. Now, if both your axles are centered and your front end is aligned, your Jeep will go straight down the road with no problems. Currently, we have the full lift kit in here. The only thing left to do is the rear track bar, which is very, very easy. But what I'm showing you here can be modified for the front end. What you're going to need is you're going to need a straight edge. Preferably one that does not interfere with the wheel well, meaning anything lower than the height of the wheel well. In this case, I think it's 39 inches to the wheel well. Don't quote me on that. You will need a tape measure and know how to read it. You will also need the proper wrenches required to undo the clamps, which will lock in your adjustment. You will also need some sort of turning device, aka usually a monkey wrench or a pipe wrench. I'm going to call it a pipe wrench. I usually put some tape on the jaws so it doesn't scratch the paint off. So let's get the camera set up and I'll get my equipment out and we'll start dialing in this rear track bar. One of the things you will need to make sure, if you notice our lettering is over on the sides, there is nothing on top or down here on the bottom. You want to do this on both sides, so there may be some jacking involved. But you need to make sure that you're resting against the side wall of both the top and bottom with no lettering. What I'm using is a straight edge, simple piece of angle iron that does fit underneath the wheel well. Let me see how well that is in frame. Okay. What I want to do, put your angle iron against the tire, both top and bottom. Now you want it to be as vertical as possible, and you're going to measure in to right about above the spring. That's a good location. Put your tape against the spring area, well, not against the spring, but the mounting the body above the spring, and you measure. I have 12¼ inches. Now I know for a fact this axle is actually sticking out this way too far, because my other side measures a lot smaller. 10¾ on the other side. That is telling me the body has to come this way and the axle has to go that way. That requires the track bar to shorten. That will pull the axle in. Let's go down on the knees and make some adjustments. Okay, underneath here, differential, giving you a little bit of orientation here. There's the lower control arms, the driver's side. Here's our track bar mount. Here's our adjustment turnbuckle. Now, I have already loosened these up. What needs to happen is you need to determine which way you turn this to shorten it. Now, let me look at my wrench, my pipe wrench, and my close inspection of the threads on here, I can see that if I turn the turnbuckle this way, let's move these out of the way, you will notice this silver stuff on here. This is a Jeep. If you do not use any C's on here, I do not feel sorry for you. You should be slapped, and you should have your Jeep card taken away from you. Now, this is a new track bar, so this should turn quite easy. When it comes to the older track bars, you may need to use the monkey wrench. This one should turn quite easily, and I'm not getting antsies all over my hands. Now, unless you have some assistance or an assistant, you have to make an adjustment and go out and measure and determine if you still need to make any more adjustments. It's kind of a hit and miss. Like I said, shortening it will pull the axle to the passenger side. Lengthening it will push the axle to the driver's side. Right now we need to go to the passenger side, so we're shortening. So we go top side and get a measurement. Okay, we have to go way much further. So let's keep going. There's a long way to go. Also, it's probably a good idea every now and then to shake the body so it relaxes. That's all I'm going to do right now. Also, it's also a very good idea, after you get it to where you think you have it perfect, it's best to go take it for a drive, pull it back in the driveway, and double check your measurement. But right now I gotta go up top side and get another measure. Okay, we still gotta go. Also, if you do not have this style track bar that has the turnbuckle but has an adjustment on it, you need to undo this bolt, turn your end, line your bolt back up, and go take your measurements. I opted for this because it is the easier of the two options. Now let me go take another measurement. I am no longer 10 3/4 and 12 1/2. The last measurement was 11 3/4 on the driver's side, 11 1/2, 11 1/4 on the passenger side. So we're getting there. Okay, 11 5/8 on this side, 11 3/8 on that side. We're getting there. Really? Oh. Adjust your wrench. When you get very close, you're gonna have to be diligent and make more and more measurements till you dial it in. That's perfect. I think I'm right within a 16th now. Yep, within a 16th. We're at 11 9/16 and 11 7/16. So let's go. One and a little. I think what I'll do is I'll turn. I can turn it by hand. Yeah. Alright, I believe that's right where we need to be. Let me go get another measurement. Alright. We are there. 11 1/2 on both sides. Now all you need to do is pull your clamps up, tighten them down to whatever torque specification is supplied with your track bar. One thing I am going to be doing is running this for a couple days and then double checking all my measurements, running alignment, everything. Make sure everything is tight and still torqued. So let me tighten these guys up and I'll meet you guys top side. Okay, just like that, your track bars are adjusted. Now it's not a very exciting video, but it is very time consuming. What took you guys, say 5-10 minutes, Took me close to 45 minutes getting up and down and taking all the measurements. But I have him locked in, and right now I'm ready to close up shop here and take him for a spin. So, can't take you guys along. I don't have a camera mount in the Jeeps. That's on the to-do list. But I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, checking in on us, tooling around. If you have anything to say, comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, leave them in the comment box below. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say. If you haven't already, give us a big thumbs up if you liked the video. If you haven't, subscribe to my channel. Every little bit helps. I do have a Patreon if you feel so inclined as to help support the channel. I can't put a link to it up here or down here. There is a link to it in the description, and with that, every little bit helps. Let's see, the next installment is probably going to be the Firebird, so stay tuned for that. So for Little D, Big D, and the Firebird sitting over here, I'm Mike. We'll catch you guys later.